friends, and welcome to the What You've Been Watching podcast. I am your host, the marvelous Mike Dudley, followed as always by my co-host, and younger brother,
MD3 Marcus Dudley, checking in on you. What is going on out there in podcast land? Big salute across the desk. I'm working the sticks today, and Michael's got the notes, so we're running things a little different.
That's actual notes. That is research done.
We are still, once as always, in the great city of Tallahassee, Florida, in the shadows of Doak Campbell Stadium. So, what's been going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. Just we put over our spooky season spectacular, and it went over great. People seem to love it. The legions have answered.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
That was for y'all. That was for Halloween. So, but yeah, no, it was a good time. What'd you do for Halloween? Anything fun, exciting? Just work, probably?
Cut the podcast and went to a friend's birthday / Halloween party. Shout out to the great Bootsy Kid over at Cap City Video Lounge. Yeah, it was fun. So just got to hang out with some good peoples and actually networked a little bit. Got to talk to some other podcasters and kind of get their opinions on things and sort of talk shop a little bit. So it was really, really informative, and I had a good time. I'm glad I forced myself to go out.
I'm proud of you. Look at Michael trying to not only slyly drop his producer credit in there, but cut the podcast, but he's also networking. I don't pay you enough for this. I don't pay you at all.
You guys are getting paid?
I know, right? I'll triple your salary.
So 3 times 0 it. Aw.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, well that's good to hear. I mean, shit, spooky season was upon us. I actually felt really bad. I was sitting there talking to myself, and we had this whole bowl of candy because we had went out and bought more because we slowly ate it over the last couple of weeks. I was just wondering, like I live in a neighborhood now. It's mostly old people. Mm-hmm. There's a couple kids that may come around. There's like a neighboring, like across the street. There's a similar neighborhood and one like a little bit down the way. I'm sitting there looking, and I'm cooking spaghetti, and I got the Halloween music playing on the porch, and I'm ready to go, and I got my Yoshi costume on, and nobody came. And I looked in the mirror. I caught my reflection in the window. I started getting really sad. I was like, man, what happened to the spirit of Halloween?
I agree.
And I looked up, and I go, because I just saw an almost 40-year-old man cooking spaghetti in an empty house at the moment. And I was like, this is what happened to the spirit of Halloween. Nobody's fun anymore. I don't want to use this as a platform to preach my nonsense, but it's like, you see it on Facebook or whatever social media all the time. You see people like, where are you taking your kids trick-or-treating? And what's the best neighborhood? And it's like, man, it should be right here in your own
it should be your neighborhood,
woods,
exactly. Like, that was the spoils you got. Like, if that was the seas you were pirating, that was the booty you got.
Right, if you went to a Halloween party and you were out at your friend's neighborhood, like, you didn't make your parents drive you across the way usually.
No.
And I was like, man, do better as people. Like, shit, man, make sure your neighborhood's safe enough for people to fucking trick-or-treat and all that shit.
That's how you find out which houses you need to stay away from, because the ones that were really into Halloween were like, hey, y'all can come inside, and your parents are like, don't go in that house ever.
Thanksgiving, your birthday, never.
Never. They're going to promise you free candy and puppies. There's no puppies. There's a cold, dank basement and a lot of shame.
It's like Theo Vaughn has that joke. He's like, back when I was a kid, there was nobody to tell either. You just got straight up molested. And that was the end of it. So, I don't know. I got my reflection on myself in my Yoshi costume, and I was like, man, what happened to the spirit of Halloween? I got really sad for a minute. And then, like, as the night went on, I was like, well, nobody's coming. And I go, and I didn't want to get spaghetti sauce on because I'm incapable of making any meal ever without getting shit all over me.
Because we're man children.
Yeah, congratulations. You figured that out by now? Yeah. So I go and take it off, and then right then, Angie comes home, and she's like, oh, we have a trick-or-treater. And I'm like, tell him to hold on, tell him to wait, please. So I'm trying to throw my Yoshi onesie back on, and they were gone by the time I could even get it on. And I was so sad. And I was like, I wanted to see the trick-or-treater. I was like, dude, you would have weirded her out, a 36-year-old dude running out. Dude, like, wait.
Let me meet your kid.
Yeah,
we can't go to this house no more.
Yeah. But apparently it was like a very young girl, like 3 or I'm guessing Angie said. I didn't even see her. It's too dark outside by then. Apparently it was a little kitty cat, young lady. A kid came by, and I missed it. It bummed me out, though, man. Being real. It actually legitimately bummed me out.
Yeah, dude. It sucks where, like, I don't know, like I used to look forward to Halloween all the time as a little kid. You know what I mean? Like getting to dress up and like doing whatever you want, and like we were broke as fuck, so like if I wanted to be the Rocketeer, like that was me and Mom's at the kitchen table like for an entire week building a Rocketeer helmet out of like cereal boxes and an old football helmet, like
Yeah.
like so it was fun trying to like be creative and come up with like costumes. Like we couldn't do store-bought costumes, so she's just like, well, I got 4 yards of fabric that's like kind of woolly. Do you want to be a Viking this year? And I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be a Viking this year.
Yeah. It's weird, man. Even I think about it. Like at like 13, I was like, I don't dress up anymore, and it's like, man, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, you should have been. If a 22-year-old kid came to my house on Halloween and was like, yo, what's up with the trick or treat? I'd be like, you got it, buddy.
Of course.
Like,
as long as they're respectful and not trying to be like,
pushing little kids out the way.
Yeah. Everybody gets their fun. Everybody has a good time. Nobody get hurt. Like I don't want to be the one house on the street that doesn't have candy, just in case the old tradition of tricks or treats comes back. Like, because I know when I was a kid, we
called it something. Michael, I'm going to steal your word for you and Caleb. It starts with a D. Debauchery.
Yes. Yeah. It was, lighthearted stuff. Nothing major. We weren't starting fires and stuff, but like, yeah, you might wake up the next morning with like pudding all over everything you own, or eggs thrown at your door, or just real simple,
just real pains in the asses in the neighborhood,
real Dennis the Menace tomfoolery, I like to put it.
Right. So all that being said, enough of our high horse. Keep the spirit of Halloween alive. Make sure your neighborhood is Halloweenable.
Yeah, take your kids trick-or-treating, like, door to door. Like,
don't drive them. Make that little fucker walk.
Exactly. They're going to get all hyped up on sugar anyway. You might as well make them tired. Yeah. And also, fuck trunk or treat. Fuck going to a parking lot and taking all your stupid little kids around to, like, all you got to do is just walk through a parking lot? No, that's not how this shit is supposed to work. You got to go door to door asking for donations like a goddamned American.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Hat in hand.
That's right. Hey, sure do hope you have some candy, sir.
Yeah. Be like, what you got cooking in there, too?
What's that?
Is that eggs and bacon? You slide me a plate real quick in this little to-go box, baby.
Hey, I smell some crab leg. Why don't you just drop that right here in my little pumpkin bucket here?
Exactly.
If y'all got some melted butter, I will take that to go.
Oh, man. Anyway, $1 million question, buddy. What you been watching, my friend? That's what everybody tunes in for.
Oh, man. Last night being Halloween, I watched...
What'd you watch?
I watched one of the best wrestling pay-per-views ever.
Go ahead and check that bingo box on
That's right.
Michael talks about wrestling.
Halloween Havoc 1995.
See, I feel like I should know exactly what this is. This is the one that was in the swamp?
No. That was a different one. This one features Hulk Hogan versus the Giant in a monster truck sumo battle.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yes. Now, I know that you love all the words in that sentence. I know that you love Giant, Hulk Hogan, sumo, monster truck battle.
Wrestling.
What more do I need to put? It is single-handedly, probably, other than Starrcade 85, which features the infamous Miss Atlanta Lively versus the Rock and Roll Express match, probably the second best pay-per-view ever made.
I'll have to go back and watch this.
Oh, it's got Macho Man, it's got Jimmy Hart, it's got Betrayal, it's got the Dungeon of Doom, it's got the birth of the Yeti.
The
Yeti. But it's really a mummy, so why they call it a Yeti, I don't know, but...
Yeah. That's big stuff, man.
Oh, it's great. And it's like 2.5 hours, but it's the height of WCW when they were doing, firing on all cylinders and just doing kind of everything right. And it's just enough of a carny shit show that it's consistently entertaining.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's right up my alley. I've heard legends of this before. I know you, and I assume you watched it with Glenn.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Glenn. We love you, buddy.
We do too.
But yeah, no, I'm sure you guys have talked about it before, and that's why I was like, I feel like I should know this, but
yeah. If you get a chance to research it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Like, I'll give it 1,500 horsepower.
That's awesome. I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder how high he's going to go this time. And he hit it. Quadruple digits for you numerologists out there. Anyways, that's awesome, man. What else, man? What's else been happening?
Oh,
Or you can talk more about. I mean, talk about that match if you want. Or what was your favorite match on that one? The Giant Hulk Hogan sumo battle.
Yeah, just because it's just
monster car.
Yeah, just because it's so ridiculous and
I laughed just saying that just now.
Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
left out descriptive features and I dropped like 6 of them. I was like Macho Man, Giant, sumo battle, wrestling. Oh wait, monster truck.
Yeah. My favorite. I mean, I'm a huge Macho Man fan, so seeing him versus Lex Luger was pretty good. Him versus there was an instance during his match versus, I want to say it was, God, I forget who he was, some nobody, but I'm sorry, it was versus the Zodiac, which is a guy that came out in all zebra stripes and had his hair in a mohawk, and he only responds yes or no, yes, no. And he's painted all zebra stripe. Do yourself a favor, look him up. The Zodiac. That's fighting Macho Man. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. And anyway, but during their match, some fan tries to jump into the ring and go after Macho Man, and to their credit, Kevin Dunn, the director, probably not Kevin Dunn, but the director and Macho Man immediately bail out of the ring, and the camera stays on them. Meanwhile, in the background, like in the like tertiary or the periphery. What am I looking for? Periphery. In the periphery. We'll cut all that.
No. That's it. That's not on the bingo card yet. That's something I do usually.
So on the periphery, like in the corner of the TV, all you see is just security and the referee putting boots to this guy.
Just buttholes.
Don't worry, folks. Security's gonna get him all the help he needs. Yeah. In the name of love.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So it's worth it. It was fun.
Did you ever see the interview of Macho Man on Arsenio Hall?
Probably.
When Arsenio was like, "Do you cry at all?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing a shitty impression, but here we go." He's like, "Yes, brother. Of course, it takes a Macho Man to cry." And like he explains how even Macho Men cry. It was fucking beautiful.
He is so great. The beautiful thing about...
Not as a human being necessarily, but...
okay, but as a wrestler, he's great.
As a character of the Macho Man is a phenomenal character.
Yeah,
One of the best of all time.
But he was great because you could literally just give him a key bump of coke and hand him a microphone and a camera, and he would spin gold. Just fueled by ego and cocaine, and it fucking worked marvelously.
Yeah, his cadence was that enough where even if he stumbled, it was like he could just... pick it right back up, and then
right.
It was just natural. So.
Oh, he had it. It was great. He's probably on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. He's one of the faces for me.
Yeah. Cool. What else have you been watching, man?
Let's see. What else have I been watching? I got one we can talk about a little bit. Let's see. Oh, Galaxy Quest.
Oh,
watched Galaxy Quest recently.
Sigourney Weaver and
Tim Allen
and the great Alan Rickman
and Tony Shalhoub and Justin Long and
Justin Long is in that.
Yeah. He plays the super nerd, the super fan.
Yeah.
Who else is in that?
Well, that's plenty.
Rainn Wilson is in it.
Oh damn!
Yeah, he plays one of the aliens. Yeah, fantastic movie, especially if you're any type of sci-fi fan of Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. It's such a great... I hate to say parody because it's not that. It really is almost a tribute.
I was about to say, I'm going to interject here for just a minute, and I think I know where you're going with this. In the terms of, I watched that movie when it came out. I didn't appreciate it because I was old. I don't know exactly, but I felt like I was too old for it.
I think it came out in 97, 98, something like that.
Probably later than that, but either way.
No way.
Either way, but I felt like I was like, oh, it's like a family movie, and I kind of whatever, like, I didn't really appreciate it, because I was like, maybe I was too old for it to be like, oh, it's a kiddie fun romp or whatever like that, and I was just like, oh, it was cool, it was entertaining. And then I saw it again as an adult, probably, it wasn't that recent, but like, as an adult, probably my late 20s, early 30s, something like that. What a freaking amazing movie that is. And the reason is imitation is the best form of flattery.
Oh, yeah.
I think what you're getting at.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and so it in its quest of being like, hey, we're gonna do kind of this meta thing of like it's a Star Trek show, whatever it is, and then it's taken so seriously that these aliens come and they're like, oh, well, we built our whole life around this show and whatever,
right?
And so it's mocking it in this weird way. It actually ends up being a phenomenal sci-fi film. Like, really good, like really high up there actually in terms of like it hits all the marks of a good sci-fi space adventure.
I mean, in a way, like it hits all of the familiar cliches, but it doesn't shoehorn them in. It actually earns those moments by paying respect and understanding how those types of shows and movies were built. So it's not like it's going for the cheap, like, well, now we got to have the commander take his shirt off. Like, there's really a reason why Tim Allen gets shirtless in the show. But of course, we have to have that trope because that's what happens to Captain Kirk in every episode. Yeah. So,
for those that are just lost right now, we're talking about Galaxy Quest. It's ultimately this old Star Trek-like show was retired.
Called Galaxy Quest.
Was on the air for a long time, and then they go off the air, so they go to some Comic-Con, and these two aliens get in line and like, oh, ultimately abduct him to go fight this fight
right.
for him.
Tim Allen is the captain, and Alan Rickman is in Sulu full makeup, whatever, he basically plays the Spock character.
Yeah, the Spock character, Sigourney Weaver's the Uhura, whatever, but it's ultimately they take them because they think that the show is real, these aliens, and so they go up into space to end up having an adventure. We probably should have given some of the context.
Right.
It's a good movie though. So.
Right.
But no, it's weird though. Like I think you do say it, like all those tropes still exist for a reason, and they check those boxes, kind of like tongue in cheek a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
But it fits. It's like, man, like I said, if you adore something, you can't truly make fun of something in the proper way. And I don't even think they're making fun of it. I think it is a love letter. But they are in a weird sense. But you can't truly even poke fun, I should say.
Yeah, you can still call something out. You can still call something out and also enjoy the thing for what it is. I think Tropic Thunder is another good example of that.
Right, there's a reverence for it.
Sure. They're making... It's a send up to all of the same Hollywood cliche bullshit, but also it's a love letter to like every war movie ever made.
Right.
And... of course, they hit all the same tropes, but they know exactly where to step in order to get there. And it's not like they're not necessarily making a mockery of it in terms of like, isn't this stupid and bullshit? But they are definitely poking holes at it and being like, here's the thing we've noticed, and it just needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it's that movie. The premise came from Ben Stiller and Justin Theroux. They were watching the documentary of how Platoon was made, and they took like Johnny Depp and Charlie Sheen and all the actors out to some camp in the middle of nowhere, and they tried to like emulate real life war experiences,
right?
And then they're like, oh man, the horrors of war! Like, you're not going to do this. So it was just this whole cinema about how full of shit.
In 3 days of acting camp, you're going to simulate what it's like to be in the middle of the war, where like.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to shoot at me for 3 days straight and I'm constantly paranoid and like trying to figure out like, what's my place here? Why? I could just quit. I could just blow my brains out right now and it'd be all like, no, you're not going to ever.
Yeah. But no, Galaxy Quest is very much so in that same vein of like, it's poking fun at it, but it has a reverence for it, man, and it appreciates where it came from. So
yeah.
Highly recommend it. That's a good pull, man. I wish I would have known you were watching that, so I would have watched it again.
Well, beautiful thing is it's streaming right now, so you can go watch it.
Yeah, well.
Thanks to our sponsor, Hulu.
Yeah,
I hope I just called that right because I don't remember what streaming platform I used.
Thanks to our former sponsor, Hulu. Oh, man. You know what I did finish, though?
Oh, what you been watching, bro?
Oh, yeah. No, I did finish Hellraiser. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Yeah, our assessment of that film, without me watching the last... halfway through, about the third act, let's just call it, spot on.
Yeah.
I was correct in my assumption of what happens with the boyfriend. You were very right in the fact of Riley doesn't learn shit.
Nope.
It's just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
The Cinnabites, I still can't.
Delicious Cinnabites.
Delicious Cinnabites. It cracks me up. Yeah. In our editing process, which Michael mostly did, I went back and listened to some of it. And the Cinnabites bit. Just be ready for that to be an ongoing thing throughout there. May I offer you a delicious Cinnabite?
in these trying times.
Yeah. But no, it was exactly what we thought, though.
Yeah.
I did watch.
I apologize. Go ahead.
I did watch a movie that I had not seen for a very, very long time. And it was The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice.
I watched it a lot when it first came out because it was all the rave, especially at like every Halloween, every Christmas, fucking birthday parties even. It was like Night Before Christmas.
I mean, the beautiful thing about that movie is you can literally watch it from October 31st until December 25th, and it fits somewhere in there. So
pretty much, I do, in my opinion, think it is more of a Halloween movie than it is a Christmas movie.
I would agree with that,
but not by much.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
So, but there is some spirit of Christmas stuff in there in the sense of Jack Skellington or Skelling. How was it? Skellington.
Skellington.
Yeah, I always say it wrong. Does try to capture the spirit of Christmas and make it better, but it's like, hey man, you got your own thing. You are the Pumpkin King.
Right.
So
right.
But no, it was a good movie. I forgot how musical it was. Like, in my memory, like I remember there being songs, but I didn't realize it's the vast majority of that movie.
Oh
is
yeah,
all in song.
The whole movie is, I want to say, only like it's just shy of 90 minutes,
yeah,
and they have a song every like 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, it's almost like a Disney movie in terms of like.
It is a Disney movie, but
now it is. But I mean.
Yeah, but no, it's I just forgot how musical it was. In my mind, like I still knew some of the songs and everything. Like the "What is this?"
Yeah.
I didn't realize also. Danny Elfman, I think, wrote the lyrics for that too, and did the music. But the actor, I don't know, I should do some research. The actor who plays the Pumpkin King, his breath cadence is ridiculous, man. Like, there's not, like, the way he goes off rhythm to, like, change you could tell it was written by someone who composes music, because the lyrics definitely match the music. Like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, how the action will match the music as opposed to the music matching the action.
Yes.
Which even like Mel Blanc back in the day said, like, oh, what were your favorite? And then the animators of Bugs Bunny as well, he was talking about it, was saying like, what were your favorite Bugs Bunny cartoons to animate? And they go, oh, well, like what's Opera Doc or the Hair of Seville, the Barber Hair of Seville, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because the music is there first, so we know exactly what beats we're gonna hit. And then we just animate to that. So if it's high-pitched stuff, he's going to be doing something with his fingers, and there's certain giveaways that you just know. And I can tell when the lyrics came in, it was synonymously written of like.
Oh yeah. He definitely had in mind of like, as he's writing the music, like, and I know how I'm gonna hit this one right here. So
as somebody who fancies himself a little bit of I would dare I say a musician slightly. Yeah. I had appreciation for it.
But also it's Danny Elfman. I mean the guy's. The track record of his resume, The Simpsons, Beetlejuice, anything with Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman, etc. Like it just goes on and on and on.
He just did the Doctor Strange movie recently too, which was,
that's right.
Knocked that out of the park.
That was a dope soundtrack. Yeah.
So, but no, it was a good movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I had appreciation for it.
And I really do like the Tim. It is very Tim Burton-esque.
Oh yeah.
I saw recently that the director, and the name fails me at the moment.
People think Tim Burton's the director. That
he's not. And kind of the director has come out and said that, like, hey man, I deserve a little bit of credit, and I would agree with that. I think you need, it's sort of a Bob Kane, Bill Finger kind of thing in terms of you got to give credit where credit's due. Like. That being said, I would say that Tim Burton, as far as visual director, had a lot of influence to that.
Definitely, you could tell the character design and like the mood, and he also came up with the story. So.
Sure, but there is something to be said for the person who decides like every single shot set up and how to like.
It's a massive undertaking. It's stop animation. I'm sure you know that, but like, it's a massive undertaking.
I thought it was documentary.
I know.
I was going to go to Halloween Town.
Yeah. But no, he also went on to kind of do Coraline, which has its own cult following, and there was like, oh, it's that Tim Burton movie, and he's like, God damn it. Probably somewhere. I assumed that last part. But, I should, I'm going to give him a shout out right now. You fill some blank space. I forget his name, and I should know it, but what are your thoughts on the movie?
I really like the aesthetic of it. I think that it's sort of at the time, it was the unsung anti-hero of Disney. It's everything that makes a Disney film great, but it kind of turns it on its ear just a little bit. It's a little bit macabre, a little bit
whimsical.
It is whimsical, but Disney films have whimsy. It's kind of macabre. It's a little bit more, almost in the same sense of like Addams Family is a family movie if you got a really dark sense of humor.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is Henry Selleck.
Henry Selleck,
Yeah,
that's
I should have known that. I just saw it yesterday. So.
That's right. I'm a big fan of his brother and his mustache.
Tom Selleck, yeah. I shouldn't have said that. I ruined the joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was wanting to laugh with you. But yeah, I feel like I'd give him a shout out at least when we're sitting there talking about Tim Burton perpetuating the same crime we're talking about. So yeah, Henry Selleck. No, I enjoyed it though. It's been many years since I've seen it, and the animation still holds up. Great movie.
Cool.
So other than that though, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been slipping in my duties, and I'm gonna hijack this podcast for just a minute. This is the section that we're gonna call the leftovers.
Okay.
This is shit that we've been wanting to talk to y'all about, but we didn't have the platform. Oh wait, yeah we do. So I'm gonna hijack it a little bit here for a minute, and then I'm gonna give it back to Michael. I'm gonna talk about this wonderful city that resides in Pennsylvania. I think Ben Franklin spent some time there. Some of our founding forefathers and their fathers' fathers before them.
So the house was built in 1864 by General Custer.
Yeah. It's a Step Brothers reference. We should do more of those. I'm ready. Philadelphia, man. The Philadelphia Eagles. I got to talk about it. That's what I've been watching. That's what the hell I've been doing. It is football season. I am not going to turn this into a sports podcast and give y'all hot takes or anything like that. I'm just going to spill my love for those boys in green.
Welcome to What You Been Soaring with
Been
MD3. How You Been Soaring?
I can't see it, but I'm flapping right now, baby.
He does have the wingspan out right now.
Oh, man. No, Philadelphia Eagles.
I was going to say caw.
I'll give you one more. It's like a question, that last one. No, the Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated, so a lot of my Saturdays and Sundays have been watching Florida State do what they are doing, which I'm proud of those guys, keep going in the right direction.
Go Noles.
But the Eagles are undefeated, man. This is rarefied air. The city of Philadelphia has this going on right now. Their soccer team in the MLS, Major League Soccer, is going to the finals. They just won the Eastern Conference, so magic. All right, boom. The Philadelphia Phillies, their baseball team, are officially in the World Series, and they
versus
won
the Astros. That's right.
And they won Game 1, and the Astros won Game 2, so they won back to Philly tonight as we speak, and it's probably going on right now.
That's right.
Which I don't give a shit about baseball.
You're breaking the fourth wall.
I actually don't give a shit about baseball that much. I live in the South, and my rule is if you're a Southerner, you're a Braves fan. Also, rest in peace to our great grandmother, who was the Braves fan of Braves fan.
Oh. Shout out Grandma Tucker.
Yeah, Buzz, as they like to call you.
Buzz.
So I am a Braves fan, but I vicariously like all the Philadelphia teams because I just want them to burn that city to the ground. And it's going to be incredible.
I want them to win all the championships so that, like, they literally have to be like, we have nothing left. From the ashes, we will build a city of the future.
NeoDelphia.
NeoDelphia.
Yeah. It will be cyber, and we shall all speak like this.
We're bringing in Joel Schumacher for designs. It's going to look just like Batman and Robin.
So we pretty much decided on this one. We're not talking about movies. We might as well just go off the fucking rails at this point. Yeah, the Schumacher. Yeah, it would look like Batman forever. Anyways,
every gang is required to wear neon from now on.
Yes. But no, so there's some magic going on in that city, man. And I also want the Phillies to win because the lovely Angie, my lovely counterpart, my better half, she bought me tickets to go to the city of Philadelphia to go watch the Eagles on this upcoming week. So.
Oh, you think you can set foot on the Lamb?
On the link?
On the link? On the link? Same place as Champions?
Yeah, the same field where Champions play. It's an Always Sunny reference for you. So yeah, I kind of hope the baseball game, the series goes to 7 games because then the parade will be the weekend that I'm there.
Oh, nice.
And I just want to just be a part of that. So I want them to win, and I want it to go to 7 games just for my own selfishness because it's a long flight. I don't have bread like that. It's a Christmas gift, a really early one. But I appreciate the fact that she's taking time to make sure I'm a part of the magic that is the undefeated thus far, and I'm probably jinxing it. by the time this comes out, but I'm not at the same time because we're gonna keep soaring. So
I'm just looking forward to the call where it's like, Michael, I messed up. I relapsed. I'm drunk. I'm drunk on the love of this city. The love of this city. They love their teams here. I'm having a great time. I punched a cop horse in the face.
There is actually, and I could talk about this briefly because it is what you've been watching. There's a documentary. It's on Hulu. It's called Maybe Next Year, but they cross out the next, and it's called Maybe This Year. And it follows, I think it's 4 diehard Philadelphia residents who are fans, and it follows them. It's like 3 or 4, I can't remember. And
I'm sure they're all related somehow.
Probably.
Because it's Philadelphia.
I don't know. But no, and it follows them their Super Bowl year. And it just talks about why the Eagles are so important. And they're just like, look, man, ultimately, I'm going to sum it up. This isn't in the movie. But it's like, I work hard. I bust my ass all week. I go to work. The boss busts my ass. I come home. My kids bust my ass. Right. My fat, ugly wife busts my ass.
Because she's from Philly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, all I want is the Birds to play well. You don't have to win. But if you don't play hard, you're getting booed. And they boo their fans. They're like, we demand that you at least play hard. We bust our ass. You better be out there busting your fucking ass. That's right. And so I respect that a lot. But it's actually, again, just my own bias. It was a magical season, the 2017 season. Go Birds, Super Bowl 52 in the books. Philly special will be tattooed on me one day. I'm that guy. But yeah, it's actually a really good documentary, and again, I am biased towards it because it does relive some of my favorite moments.
Right.
But it's interesting to see they actually do a good job of capturing like the feel of why the fans are the way they are in Philly. And so, if you get a chance, check it out. In this run that the Eagles are doing right now. So I wanted to hijack the podcast a little bit because
no, you're good.
It's never happened before, and this is what I've been watching.
Listen. I wish the Eagles win all the championships this year, except for when the Flyers face the Penguins, in which case, go Penguins.
So that's very gross, what you just did. I say this all the time. Everything cool that was just happening, just negated.
You just fucked it up.
Just negated. No, but I don't get it twisted, though. It's Knowles first, then Eagles, but just because I'm from Tallahassee.
Of course.
But yeah, don't get it twisted. So Saturdays are spent one way, and I'm proud of those Seminoles. It is Miami Hate Week, so got to throw that in there as well.
Fuck the U.
Yep. It is not all about you, and yep. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been consumed with a lot of, been actually watching sports talk radio and shit.
Good.
It's like, the Eagles are on fire. I'm like, yes, more. So I won't give you...
Just lather myself in lotion as I listen to that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I don't ask for much. Just the boys to go out there and play well. So I've been kind of engrossed in it. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm rooting for the Phillies, anyways. So on that note, do you want to take a break and talk to our sponsors?
Of course. Let's hear from our sponsors, Philly Cheesesteaks.
I love it. We'll be right back.
And thank you for our sponsors, Philadelphia Cheesesteaks. Send in your location for the best cheesesteak in town and watch the chaos ensue in the comments.
Good one. Okay, yeah, so other than that, lots of football. Check that box. Won't talk about it anymore for now. Oh, Big Mouth. Big Mouth. In my quest of always watching cartoons and more cartoons, they did drop a new season of Big Mouth.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, I am a pretty big fan of that show. Good. I enjoy this season.
I have not seen the latest season. The last season I saw was sort of the fourth wall breaking one where Nick finds out that he's a cartoon and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That was the most, besides this one, the most recent season. Yes, season 5. So no, I've enjoyed it, man. I actually really am a big fan of that show.
I am too. It's a weird, in a weird way, it tackles a lot of the trauma and emotion of puberty in a really honest and thoughtful way. It's a little vulgar, but it's intentionally so to sort of like put everything on Front Street.
I mean, when I was that age, it's like you were consumed by some of this shit, and it's like middle school is a terrible time. I don't care who you are, how great you have it. Right. Like you could be living in a mansion and Beverly Hills and everything, and you hate yourself and everyone around you because you don't know how to act, and it's terrible. And they did a good job of conveying that. And some people give it a lot of shit because it's like they do like, oh, they push a woke agenda, and it's like, a lot of this stuff is that what these kids are dealing with nowadays. Like, this is, if you go to a middle school nowadays, you're gonna hear kids talk about how they're trans, and it's whether you like it or not, the trends are rising, and so they're just addressing what's going on.
Yeah, quite frankly, a lot of the writers at this point come from the, you know, they're millennials or like late.
Shit. Sorry, I was trying to pull up the seasons. Sorry.
Nope. What? I'll just cut it.
Keep going.
So the thing is, a lot of the writers on the show are Gen Zers and you know, late school millennials. So they grew up dealing with their own sexuality and am I trans? Am I gay? Am I this? Am I that? Am I, where exactly in the niche do I fit? Because there's all these new options. And so of course you're gonna have that perspective on it because it's coming from people who experience that, and you can't write a show like that based on what you think happened. You can only write it from the things that you know, and I think that's where that show is brilliant, is that a lot of the stories that are told, like I've seen some behind the scenes things and documentaries and stuff about you know, the very first episode where Jessie gets her period on the class trip to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
That literally was something that happened to one of the head writers, and she sort of brought it up in the midst of discussion to be like, you know, as they were trying to formulate the show and sort of understand where the writing style would come from. And immediately everybody was like, well, that's an episode. That's just what we do. That's the thing that we do, is we all be really honest with each other and we just write those stories.
Yeah. About what little depraved perv, you know, Andrew is, and how Nick was like, I always had this false sense of self-confidence and stuff like that.
Right.
I love the show. I'm a big fan. I actually watched it all in one sitting, which, for all my BoJack fans out there, I will make a promise to you now. New Year's resolution, I will finish BoJack Horseman, and we can do a deep dive.
Hold him to it.
Yeah. So that'll be around a year of doing the podcast, and I'll wrap up BoJack by then.
Sweet.
So I only got like 6 episodes to watch. But anyways,
the last 6 are admittedly the
toughest to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I the only reason I brought BoJack up is because I binge watched all of this in like, I think 2 nights. I think I fell asleep during like episode 8 of 10 or something like that. So I just got back up and watched 8, 9, 10. I was like, oh well, cool. So no, it was really enjoyable though. They they kind of ebb and flow a little bit, but on the whole, I definitely like the season.
I was going to ask, like, compared to, because I wasn't a fan of the very last season that I saw, season 5, I think. Like, how does this stack in terms of the other seasons? Because, admittedly, I think season 1 they kind of struggled to find their footing a little bit. There was a lot more hits than there were misses, but I think season 2 was really where they hit it. And then 3 was kind of a little bit, you know, just my personal perspective.
I don't think you're too far off. Season 1 was ultimately introduced the hormone monsters, is what it was. Season 2 was when they introduced Gina and the Shame Wizard.
Right.
Season 3 this is kind of where they changed the formula a little bit, because 1 was very much so they had like, all right, this is our monster, this is what we're going to do, and they focused on the hormone monster. 2 was the Shame Wizard and everything like that. 3 was started off brilliantly with My Furry Valentine, the double episode that they did, the musical.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, gotta give a shout out to the songs that are in Big Mouth. They knock it out of the park with the songs, man. They really do. In my personal opinion, I'm a big fan. But 3 was a little bit all over the map. It had they always kind of do standalone episodes. They had 2 of them in this one. They had the Duke Ellington episode.
Oh, his origin story where I can tell you the story of how I lost my virginity.
Yeah. That one was, they also had Disclosure the Musical. That was season 3, but they didn't have that was the one where the cell phone was the first half of it. Was like, that was the big thing.
Oh, Nick being addicted to a cell phone. Yeah.
And then season 4 was, I believe, when they go to summer camp. And that was the anxiety.
Which was fun, yeah.
Tito Anxiety Mosquito.
Right. And Andrew had the turd that wouldn't come out. He was constipated or whatever.
Yeah, that one. I enjoyed that one a lot. They always do a good job of having one kind of standalone kind of thing. That one, I don't know, and I'll give to my actual. I think what you're asking me to do is tell you what my favorites are. I'm just kind of giving you a recap of which one was which first. That one had a really good episode that I got to give a lot of credit for. I thought was kind of brave. And then season 5, I don't think they spent a lot of time at camp in that one. They're only there for like 3 episodes, which
yeah.
And then 5 was the most recent one that was kind of the one with the love bugs, where love and hate was was a thin line or whatever. And that dealt with a lot of the jealousies and
interpersonal relationships of I dated them and now they're dating someone else and now unrequited love and now I hate them and
pretty much, and it's a fine line between love and hate.
Right.
And then they did the human resources show, which was a spinoff about where all the monsters and stuff live, where there'll be puberty,
Depression Kitty,
all of them. And then the newest season really focuses on the parents. And it kind of shows how fucked up they are too. And we haven't really dove into how the parents, I mean, like obviously Jesse's parents broke up and they got a divorce, but it all kind of catches up with everyone, all the other ancillary, or not all the other main characters, not ancillary, but so like Nick's father has a kind of an identity crisis and something he's been pushing aside for many years, and it kind of comes to the forefront. Andrew, God bless him, has even more struggles at home between his asshole dad and his mom, who's way more patient than anyone has a right to be. So it kind of shows the flaws of like the parents, and like even as we grow, we just kind of adapt these things, and if we don't handle them in a healthy way, then like guess what? They're still going to be there when you're 30, 40, 50, on up.
Right.
So it kind of flips it a little bit, and for just a moment, the kids their life seems a lot simpler in the moment when you realize like, oh man, like the parents are just as fucking out of whack. But they don't steal the spotlight though. It still is very much so the kids show. But it is not a kids show, but it focuses on the kids, like, which I think is good. I'm gonna use a little bit of an analogy or kind of a parallel. A lot of people in South Park love Randy Marsh.
Yeah,
Randy Marsh is one of the best characters. In my opinion, where South Park has started to fall off recently is it's lost the focus on how it affects the kids. It's the world. It's Stan being ridiculous and how embarrassing he is through Stan's eyes. Which I love Randy Marsh.
Sure.
That dude, and they don't let this get away from how it affects the kids, in my opinion. But you do see the flaws and the vulnerabilities of the parents in this one. So they're the monster in this one, as it were.
Huh. Interesting. But it gets away from the kids who, I mean, in my mind, are the main focus of the show, because we're watching them experience all the familiar shit that we all went through during that time in our lives, and being like, oh, that's really relatable. But also, exactly. Like, I felt just kind of like that a little bit,
Yeah. And they do a good job of, like, I know that they had Missy, who is, her character is mixed. She has a white mother and a black father, and is Jewish. And they had Jessie Klein voicing her. And she's a white woman. And so...
No, you're talking about...
Missy, yeah.
That's Jessie.
No. Jessie Klein was voicing Missy. And after checking with the judges, Michael was indeed correct. It is Jenny Slate who I was thinking of, which rarely happens. Usually I'm the one of correctitude. Or I just wildly speculate, pretend that I know. But no, Jenny Slate was voicing Missy for a while.
Right.
And they kind of corrected it, and it was, I'm going to mispronounce her name, Ayo Edeberry, I think her name is now.
I think so, yeah.
And I guess Jenny Slate thought that, like, oh, well, because I'm Jewish, I thought that I kind of could do that and voice a mixed character because of the Jewish side of the character. And they kind of were just like, we get it right eventually. So they are cognizant of things like that.
Well, but to her credit, they started pushing the ethnicity of the character a little bit more, like in terms of Missy trying to embrace her blackness, and it's a hard transition to say, like, as a Jewish woman, it's hard for me to now start portraying someone who is going through the black experience.
Well, I think what happened is like the person who voiced Cleveland,
right?
They, like, a lot of the characters, like Carl on The Simpsons is not going to be voiced anymore by a white dude, Cleveland. Right. So that was going on, and so they kind of wrote around it. But they did it very quickly. They were like the first ones, like, oh no, we're rectifying this right now.
Right.
And so they did it very quickly, and like, so good for them. It's like trying to give opportunities to those who may not have it otherwise. So, and Jenny Slate seemed to be really cool about it. I was like, yeah, I fucked up. I thought I could do it. I didn't really see the big picture of it. Our fault. Like, cool.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at somebody for that. Like,
No.
Fucked up, you own it. Cool, you move on.
Yeah.
Correct it, you move on. So.
But even like, I don't think she fucked up in terms of like, I think that culture sort of outpaced the show, if that makes sense.
A little bit.
And so like, hey, this was not my intention when I first started. I understand that the situation has changed now. Here's how we're going to rectify it.
And that was the episode I thought that was really brilliant when they did in the episode in season 4 when they go in and they switch characters because Missy goes into a haunted house and then she realizes that there's all these pieces of her and there's like she's such a huge dork in the show. Right. It's like she's like, oh, like love science and astrology and all this and like that is a real part of her. And then like she doesn't really know her black side very well and she's kind of mad at her father for that. Like, how come you never showed me this side? And like, you know, I'm washing my hair with products that fucking doesn't fit me and all this stuff. So like there's that side of her too. And she kind of becomes like this complete human being and in that kind of finds herself. And that's when they switch the voice actress, which I thought was brilliant. I thought it was really brave to just do it like publicly, like, hey, we fucked up. She's a full person. We're painting this picture even still. Let's go. Yeah. So,
and what a great way to introduce the new voice of the character rather than just like next episode they bring in the new actress and nobody ever addresses it. Like I think that it was a really good way to just get in front of any implications or sort of misgivings about the character and just be like, here it is, here's how we're going to address it, moving on.
Yeah. No, it's spot on. Yeah. So, but I would say, to get back to it or to try to do like a refresh, I would say that season 1, it's hard. A lot of season 1 cartoons, they learn from like The Simpsons, like the Family Guy's mistakes where they hit the ground running. They know the world because they've had time to build it. Mm-hmm. Rick and Morty obviously is a pretty good example of that, of like the first episode, but then like it hits the ground running pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they still can adapt it, but I think season 1's pretty high on my list. If I had to give it an order, I would probably say 3 has some of my favorite episodes, but like the Florida episode is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, where they
go to Florida.
Y'all want to go blow up a boat?
Yeah, that one's a great episode. Yeah, probably season 1. 1, 3, 2, 5.
Okay, so
4.
3 was Florida. 2 was
Anyways, without me actually ranking it, I would say that season 6 is higher on the list of It's a pretty good one. Okay. I think 5 and 6 they really found the rhythm because they're doing them back to back. And 5 has one of my favorite episodes that they do in it when it's Puppet Maury, who is the hormone monster, and they do a Christmas anthology episode.
Yes.
That shit cracks me up every time I watch it.
But you're a sucker for puppets, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say season 1 hit the ground running pretty hard. 2 was really good. 3, I thought kind of missed the mark in the sense of they realized, like, oh, we're going to try something without the monsters, like having the big... And the cell phone just didn't fit it, and you can tell halfway through they botched it. 4, I don't think they were at camp long enough. I thought they should have spent more time.
Yeah, that should have been a whole summer thing.
Of Andrew and Nick, and then they just kind of dump that and go right back to it. Again, all of these seasons have good episodes.
I agree, yeah.
5, again, I thought was pretty good. The Love Bug, they had a consistent theme that kind of went back to it. The Anxiety Mosquito of 4 was kind of prevalent throughout, so you can kind of tell... Like, oh, we're going to introduce one of these characters, one of these monsters, or whatever they're dealing with.
Right, every season at this point.
Yeah, so 4, and then 5 was the Love Bugs, and then 6, it's kind of... They go back to kind of what they did in season 3, where there's not necessarily, like, a new monster. There is a new hormone monster, because Maury was pregnant. But it's just a new character. It's not a new threat. And the parents are the ones that are like, oh, y'all don't have your shit together, too. So they found the flaws of 3, that they were like, hey, we got it. We can't just do this every time. And they found a way around it in introducing a new threat that's not in the form of like a anxiety mosquito or a gratitoad or something like that. Right. You can tell they're firing on all cylinders. So
cool. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm hyped up for it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely. So that's what I've been watching though, man.
Cool.
A little bit of Big Mouth. Sweet. We still got some time to kill. We're gonna revisit this leftover segment. And I'm not gonna bring up the Eagles this time, but. I know you on Halloween watched 2 things, and we teased it last time where I was joking with him about, oh, if only you had a platform to run your mouth about nonsensical movies that people haven't even thought about in quite some time.
Right.
So without any further ado, the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, so during Halloween, I watched back-to-back just because it came up in my feed, I watched The Faculty.
Okay.
So the 1998 Robert Rodriguez joint.
The Usher vehicle?
The Usher vehicle starring Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett and...
Usher Raymond.
and... Clea Duvall and Jon Stewart and... Robert Patrick.
Yeah,
T-1000 is the gym coach, and he's fabulous. Anyway, so watch that, and then followed up with John Carpenter's 1982, I believe, The Thing.
Okay, we have talked about The Thing a lot.
So, we have.
So.
It was interesting for me to just see the juxtaposition of two very similar movies and how they've changed for the generations. So essentially both movies are the exact same story, but the way that the directors and the generational differences with which they approach the story is so striking and so interesting to me. So, The Faculty, and The Thing, they both play on issues of mistrust and not understanding who is your friend and who is infected and who is against you. And this just general feeling of fear, being trapped in an isolated location and not knowing where you fit in.
Okay. I'm with you. I've only seen The Faculty once when it came out. I think it was on tape back in the day. Again, the Shuck brothers, Josh Shuck was big on The Faculty, but he was also bought the Usher Raymond CD at the time. At 7 o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets.
That's all you can play, because now we're going to get sued.
Are you making money on my Usher? Yeah, so I'd seen it a couple times, but I guess I never, again, without watching The Thing, I never really saw the parallel. What do you think that it takes from The Thing that it wants to capitalize on? Or do you think it is just truly a love letter, like we were talking about with Galaxy Quest earlier?
I think that's what it is. It's very much an homage to Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I mean, they directly reference Invasion of the Body Snatchers in the movie. Clea Duvall plays the goth nerd sci-fi chick, and basically at some point during the movie they all turn to her like, well, you seem to know what's going on, and she's like, well, based on the movie, if we kill the queen, so she becomes the scientific quote unquote expert. So I think that really in all formats of that movie, it's focusing so much on the dissolution of friendships. It's building bonds between characters and seeing their interactions, and then seeing the breakdown of that.
And all it takes is one seed being planted of doubt.
Correct.
Like, everything I think I know about you suddenly becomes false. Which, if you think about it, is a really powerful agent. If I know somebody for, me and you go into the same situation, I've known you for 36 years now, my whole life, literally.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I don't think you are who you are anymore. That 36 years means nothing.
Right, exactly.
And that's a fun premise to play with.
Exactly. And especially, the Faculty does this well because it's kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
So it's all of these misfit characters. You've got the jock, you've got the nerd, you've got the
trope.
the it girl and the whatever, the outcast, burnout, whatever.
Right.
And so in the beginning of the movie, we see them all in their own situations where Elijah Wood is getting bullied and is getting his pants pulled down in public and being tortured in school and beaten up, and then Clea Duvall is constantly being called the goth slut, and you've got the athlete that wants to be known for more than just his athleticism, and I want to make it on my own merits, and Josh Hartnett is the burnout who got left behind a year and is dealing drugs, and all the high school tropes. And then to see them come together when they initially realize what's happening. Basically, it's an alien invasion of their school, and they see it as it's spreading, and they realize that if they don't stop it now, then it's going to spread to the entire world within a matter of weeks, and they'll never be able to outrun it, basically. So, forgotten hero, lost heroes.
Unsung heroes.
Yeah, unsung heroes, where now all of a sudden the burden of responsibility falls on their shoulders. But, so they all come together and are unified by this knowledge of the alien invasion, and then slowly their ranks are infiltrated, and there's betrayals and people, turning on each other, and you see the disillusion of who to trust. Same thing with The Thing. It's scientists on an isolated Antarctic research center who all of a sudden are invaded by an alien that can replicate and assimilate its victims. And now, who do we trust? We've all lived together for 9 months, and now at a moment's turn, it means nothing. Yeah.
Right. I will say, I know that Robert Rodriguez, he's the director of The Faculty, and he also did like El Mariachi, Once Upon a Time in
From
Mexico,
Dusk Till Dawn,
all that stuff. Good friends with Quentin Tarantino, who very much so, like Tarantino, is an avid moviegoer and film buff himself. He's just like loves the art of film, loves everything about it. And so when you were talking about it being like we were with Galaxy Quest earlier, it's not surprising that because he's a very genre guy himself as well, that he found something and is just like, hey, I'm going to write a love letter to The Thing. There's my take on it, And he does things so well. Like one of his big things he does is he comes in under budget and like way early. So the studio's like, no, go spend more money. He's like, no, I don't need to.
The money's spent. We're good.
Like I don't need to spend any more. Like we're good. The movie's done. And it's like one taking shit, and it's like he's kind of this like just brilliant. But I think it is because he has studied this stuff so much that he's able to do it, that he knows exactly of like, well, I remember this trope worked, so let's not veer too far from that. But I am slightly gonna put my spin on it or my flavor on it. But like, he knows the building blocks and how to assemble them so he can work quickly. And so he is probably, like you, somebody who's seen The Thing 40,000 times. And it's just like, hey, I know how to execute this because I know exactly what makes it work for me.
From a technical...
Same thing with, like, Spy Kids. He's like, I'll put some kids in a movie. I want to do a kid superhero movie.
Right.
I love comic books. I've done it my whole life. I'm not going to stray with what works from this. Cool, let's do it.
He works visually because he's a great emulator. Like, he's seen the shots that work, so he doesn't have to worry about taking time to set up the shot or figure out where the camera angle is going to be. He already knows it going into it. It's like, no, we're going to set the camera here. It's going to move this way, and we got it because I've seen this shot 1,000 times before, and it works.
Yep.
He's really genius in that way. He is a director's director.
The first ever underrated director of the week is what we're saying.
I'm going to give it to Robert Rodriguez.
There it is.
I'm going to rate it 5 kids, all with R names.
Oh, yeah. He does have 5 children. Rocket Racer, Raccoon, I don't know.
Racist.
Yeah,
No.
Probably not that. Yeah. No, he's brilliant, though, man. The idea that he did, like, even the story, he made a film, an independent film. He borrowed a camera from somebody and, like, $5,000. Like, that was the budget. And he shot this movie, El Mariachi. Which, if you've seen Desperado, you've seen El Mariachi. You just don't know it.
Right.
But the concept behind it in Robert Rodriguez's film is that it's the story of Desperado. He's a musician. He gets caught up with some drug dealers and stuff goes wrong, and he fights his way to go save this girl, whatever. But he shot that on, like I said, like a weekend on a borrowed film equipment with like $5,000. And like the rumor of that movie has grown so much that like he only did it all in one take. It truly is a miracle movie that he only had time to do one take and was like, no, that's good enough.
Right.
And so with that, he then did the movie Desperado.
Right.
Where they're like, what are you going to do? And he redid El Mariachi with a bigger budget.
Yeah. And brought in Antonio Banderas and Selma Hayek and
It's a game of telephone. And ultimately, Once Upon a Time in Mexico is the same story
which is
as Desperado.
An even bigger budget, but now we're bringing in Johnny Depp and Willem Dafoe and all these like huge contract players.
And the point of it is like these. The movie was what it was, and then because El Mariachi was shot the way it was, it evolves into Desperado, which is the same tale. It's the same story of this guitarist going to go save a girl, but now there's rockets coming out of guitars, and there's two other friends that have machine guns in the guitar cases. And the dude, Antonio Banderas has a guitar case filled with guns, and he can't be killed, and he's the biggest, as he says, the biggest Mexican anyone's ever seen, and is the legend of it. And then Once Upon a Time in Mexico is the same thing, but it's like now there's political intrigue involved, and they save the country of Mexico in the process.
Right. I mean, it's literally I've always said that trilogy is the growth of a legend. Like El Mariachi is what actually happened, and then Desperado is someone telling the story that he heard secondhand from his cousin one night at a campfire. And then El Mariachi is just like the literal Hollywood interpretation of what actually happened.
That's exactly what it is, man. That's perfectly said. Yeah.
So if you get a chance to watch those movies back to back to back, I highly recommend it because just seeing the evolution, not only of a story, but the evolution of a filmmaker who's just given bigger budgets and more explosions and like how he works it, and like it's all the same story.
I was watching my friend Yaz, I've mentioned on here before, he transitioned over to being a Johnny Depp fan with me. So we watched, myself, Rob Bob, another friend of mine, and Yaz watched Once Upon a Time in Mexico a lot. Mm-hmm. And we also listened to the behind the scenes features and the commentary, because that's what I did when I had more time and was, could dedicate stuff like this. We were listening to it, and the studio was literally telling Robert Rodriguez, like, the quality of the special effects is not good enough. And he's like, go spend more money. He's like, no. Like, here's money back. You gave me the budget. I came in well under budget. The movie's fine. It's exactly how I want it. Like, you're asking me to go spend more for what?
What do you want me to do with this? Exactly.
There was never a bullet fired. It's all digital. Like, we've become so proficient at these. I do the music myself. Right. I edit it myself. I shoot the damn thing myself. I produced it myself. That's why it says chopped, shot, scored, all by Robert Rodriguez.
Like a Denny's order.
For real. Waffle House, scattered, smothered, covered, and chopped by Robert Rodriguez. So, I know it's a little bit of a pivot from the faculty, but he's the same director. So
anyway.
But no, he's crazy talented. So again, that was a much longer tangent than I wanted it to be.
No, but
the fact that exists within that thing is like, oh well, I could tell the same story. Like I was saying, I know the bare bones of what actually happened. It's the thing. Here's the interpretation of the thing as told by. So it really is within his wheelhouse to do something like that.
That's one of the things I wrote down is it's the thing for the MTV generation. Just because it's the thing, like, comparatively the thing's a little bit more slow of a burn. It's a little bit more intrigue in terms of long lingering shots, and they stay on characters. Like, somebody will say something poignant, and then they'll stay on them just long enough to where you start to think as the audience, like, oh, maybe that dude's full of shit. Or like, wait, why is this shot holding on for so long? Whereas the faculty is a little bit more snappy, a little bit more music video style. But essentially, it's the same thing. They just tell you the shots, or they tell you the emotion in much more snappy shots.
Right. Yeah, not as much left to interpretation as it were.
Yeah. It is a lot more show me rather than intrigue me, Right. But yeah, and again, there's certain elements that they really work out as far as, like, both of them have a similarity of, we don't get a full backstory on all of the characters. Like, we meet McCready and we get images and shots of him. He's drinking whiskey in every shot, and he's got his own shack far away from everybody else, and so we get that he's the loner.
He's groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah. And then, we get Elijah Wood, who within the first, scene is getting beat up, and he's in the bathroom trying to, like, not cry and stuffing tissues up his nose to stop the bleeding and stuff. And, like, so we but we don't need to know everything that happens, we meet McCready, and the reason he's a drinker is because his dad abused him, and he was XYZ. Like,
here's the players, go.
Right.
We had 90 minutes to get there.
Right. And so the way that they sort of it's not necessarily backstory or like character origins, but it's a series of scenes and a series of events which tell us everything we need to know about the character.
It's orientation. You get oriented to the characters, and what got them there isn't as important as what's about to happen.
Yes.
Just like starting school, you're like, hey, this is what we're about. Cool, let's go.
Right.
Like, I'm in English 101. Oh, cool, yeah. Let's figure out what's English 101's about. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then they take the time to build these character interactions, and they make the audience feel sympathetic to like each individual character. You're never really sure who the protagonist is because it's constantly shifting between, well, now we're going to follow this person's storyline for a little bit. Now we're going to follow Josh Hartnett's story for a little bit. Now we're going to follow Wilford Brimley's story for a little bit.
Wilford Brimley?
Yeah.
He's in it?
Oh yeah, in the Thing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said Josh Hartnett and then Wilford Brimley.
Well, I'm trying to draw a comparison.
I got you. Yeah. I was like, wait a second.
No.
I'm definitely going back.
But also, I want to watch that movie. Let's pitch a movie right now for Josh Hartnett and Wilford Brimley. I say Cocoon 3.
I'm with it. Let's do it. Yeah, no, man, that is good. I mean, it's a true ensemble cast, is what it sounds like, and it's anytime you can get somebody that actually knows how to do coverage, because a lot of directors overdo it, or they're just because the go-to what I understand again just from me watching behind the scenes features and commentaries is the studio's like coverage. We need to know what the other characters are doing. Coverage.
Right.
It's like sometimes you get bogged down in what's important, and you're like, wait. What's the main thread? What are the real stakes? What is going on?
Yes.
And as long as you can show like Avengers: Infinity War did this very well in the sense of there's a lot of characters. We're going to show you how they interact with Thanos.
Right.
Is what we're going to do.
Right.
And it's like Thanos is the guy. He is the antagonist, but it is a Thanos movie. But everything else is just like there's a lot of ground to cover. It's how do they interact with what's going on, and it sounds like the faculty does a version.
But
of
yes,
that
it's about identifying what the actual threat is, and then how do each of these individual characters, and it is an ensemble cast, and so it does work on building relationships with each one of them. How do they all react to this central thread of here's the threat, here's how I see it, what do I want to gain out of this? And it varies from person to person, and then of course you bring in the idea of infection and people not being who they really say they are, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's this great ground building of I love this person. Ooh, I hate this person. Ooh, but I love this person again because they're still not what I thought. Oh, but now they are what I thought they were.
They're just sowing the seeds of mistrust even deeper by being nice in this moment. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
It's a good premise.
Yeah.
Sounds like it kind of writes itself. And I'm not taking that as a shot at anybody. I'm just saying.
No. But
it sounds like it's rich and can write itself.
But again, there's a way to do it right, you know,
and true.
I
can
think
always be executed poorly.
Yeah. I think that both of those movies, for all their differences, really hit the mark in terms of both directors understood the subject and they tackled it from very different angles, you know.
Never thought in a million years I'd be sitting here 20 some odd years later talking about The Faculty on a podcast, which didn't exist back then. But I'd be like, Marcus, you're going to have a chance to be on the radio and you're going to talk about The Faculty. Yeah, cool. So that's cool. What would you rate it? What would you review it, man?
I'm going to give it an unknown number of infections.
Ooh, I like that.
Both of them.
I like it. Well, The Thing, I know you think very highly of.
That's right.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
How many infections are there? You figure it out.
I need to watch that too.
Here's the secret. I'm not even Marvelous Mike Dudley.
Crab people. Crab people got him. Anything else you wanted to talk about with that movie or any other you want to hammer home?
Just as far as... No, I mean, I could talk about the soundtrack and like there's a difference. John Carpenter tends to focus on more ambiance and tone. I'm sorry. John Carpenter, The Thing, tends to focus more on ambiance and like singular tones. Exactly. Ball. Very right. Whereas The Faculty tends to focus more on pop music. They do both renditions of Forever Young and Pink Floyd's The Wall, and it's all these cover bands playing all these really classic teenage angst movies or angst songs. Yeah. But that being said, it is a great iconic late 90s alternative soundtrack, so go with that. Let's see. Iconic settings, The Thing is completely set in the snow in an isolated Antarctic research base, so you learn every single location very quickly, whereas the faculty tends to be more just generic high school setting,
which probably adds to its appeal in the sense of like everyone can. It's an easier window to access to.
Sure. I just mean that in terms of I have no real sense of the layout of the school.
Yeah.
It's just sort of generic hallways and filming it from one way on this scene and filming it from the other angle on another scene, whereas like The Thing, I am very, very aware of where everything is located just because he does a great job of situational awareness. And then there are no boobs in either. I just want to report that. There are no boobs in either one.
So if you're trying to sign yourself up for a sneak peek at some boobs, like you don't have the internet or something, you're like, my only access is through old VHS and DVDs.
I will say in The Faculty, you do get a little bit of side boob, but it's a long shot and it's in shadow, so, it's not really boob.
Disappointing.
It's like watching it through a scrambled cable box.
Yeah, very much so. Joke of its time as well. Cool, man. Well, yeah, it sounds like I do see the parallels. I can see now why you wanted to speak of both of them at once, that makes sense to me, though. So I think so.
Now next step is you just need to sit down and watch them so we can talk about them.
Dude, we have talked about The Thing like 8 times on this. But we've also talked about The Ladies' Man and other stuff like 8 times on this.
That's right.
So we'll try to give it a rest for a little while. I will tell you this. Black Panther 2 is coming out.
We're going to go see that.
Left. Yep. So in these upcoming episodes, we'll try to get it to you as quickly as it can. We will be spoiling it. We're not
all white on November 11th.
Yep. Well, I think is it the 11th or 12th? Yep. Yeah, it's the 11th.
November 11th.
So, but we will be spoiling it, so just letting you know that if you want to tune into that one, we're not going to hold back.
Yeah.
Just put on pause. I'm not,
You can come back to it. You go watch the movie and then come back to it. It's good.
So, maybe see some Black Adam in the process, maybe.
Maybe.
I might go see Halloween Kills. I met a random person at a movie theater. This guy I was sitting to while I was watching Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness by myself. Shout out to Jesse. If you ever do get around to listen to this, very nice to meet you, sir. We exchanged phone numbers, and he has at the time, he was with a lady. She's like, she doesn't watch a lot of the movies I want to watch, so we became kind of friends and text movie-related shit sometimes. Maybe we'll have him on the podcast, but
right on.
He invited me to go see Halloween Kills, and I was supposed to go this week, but
whatever. It happens,
ass, man. Yeah. So he was understanding. So might go catch that, maybe some Black Adam or something like that, and we
will
report back to you. Until then, as always, I would recommend that you go see a movie.
And go talk about it with somebody that you love.